What's up, YouTube? We're back with another React video. Today we're doing the theory. Today we're doing the Theorizer, the deepest Garfield rabbit hole ever. Now I remember watching this movie, but surprisingly I don't remember much about it. The only thing I remember is that I think we went to Pizza Hut afterwards, and they had like a Garfield menu. Like the kids menu was like Garfield themed for the movie. I think that's the only thing I actually remember about the movie, and the fact that he eats lasagna, and the fact that he's voiced by Bill Murray, who just happens to be a really good rock band. Let's go.
I grew up watching the live-action movies, but I didn't know it would come to this. See, this thing has dominated my life for the past year.
I'm scared.
Garfield is, of course, one of the most famous characters ever created. The world loved and laughed at his newspaper comics from the 1980s. He's a fat, orange, judgmental cat. Or so they say. His owner is John, a goofy man who has a crush on Liz the vet. They also have a dumb dog named Odie. Garfield's favorite food is lasagna.
Oh,
he hates Mondays, and people relate to
I forgot that there was a newer movie with Chris Pratt.
him. But in 2004, they made him into this live-action movie where all of the actors and animals were real, except Garfield, who's this fur blob that's animated very expressively and voiced by Bill Murray. None of the humans can understand the animals, and Odie can't even talk at all, and they made an interesting sequel too. But many people, including Bill Murray, didn't like the movies. I like them. I didn't even know what Garfield was.
Wait, you
until
didn't
I
like
saw these
it?
movies. I still have the DVDs. Yet, despite watching these so many times, I had never dared to investigate them. Not in 10 years of doing this. It was out of fear, because they say something big is hiding here. In the first movie, John adopts Odie and Garfield has to get along with him.
Yes.
But when Odie wins a dog show, a crazy TV host kidnaps him,
What?
and
Wasn't Odie a dumb dog? So how did he win the show?
Garfield has saved the
Suspicious.
day. In the sequel, they travel to England, and Garfield accidentally swaps places with a royal cat who looks just like him. Seems like a dream come true at
Parent Trap
first, but the
time.
rightful owner of the castle keeps trying to kill animals, so everyone has to rise up. So I went in with a magnifying glass. Dozens of extremely weird things not one person has ever seen hiding in plain sight. Very specific things to fill out their world, but it appears as though the creators read the comics and tried explaining some niche things. Recently, artists on Reddit have done this too. This is very me. Or is it? See, this Garfield
I'm
is
confused.
an alien demon. Yes, obviously.
What?
But
He's an alien?
the real mystery here lies in the people around him. Whether this was intended or
What
not,
the
I'm about
fuck
to
is this
permanently
game
change
theory,
these
bro?
movies. All we know is that Garfield is somehow related to these royal orange cats. They all look the same all throughout history, all ruling this estate. Because they may be CGI, but that is literally a part of this story.
That one on the left was a bit creepy. I was a bit scared of that one.
Okay, let's make a few things clear from the get-go. The live-action Garfield is not a cat. To figure out what this thing, this Garfield, actually is,
he looks so
we need to
creepy,
establish a
bro.
few things. One, Garfield and Prince obviously do insane stunts in the movies that no real animal could ever do. Deadly stunts. And it's because, two, it's CGI, a computer-generated animation, a cartoon in the real
obviously.
world. These two are the only animations because of how important they are. The expressive faces, the human movements, teleporting around, eating impossible amounts of food. Obviously, it's because they're cartoons. But it's interesting because this seems to be a big story point. Look closely.
Is it?
Garfield says that all of the barnyard animals have vacant expressions.
There's some sort of affliction that produces this glazed look behind your eyes.
He's joking about how real animals can't act like he can. They kind of just stare off screen. And to double down on this,
My dog is like that. My dog would just stare forwards and just not acknowledge anything that's in front of him.
Prince does the same thing
He would
with
just look
Odie.
forwards.
You there, with the wise and thoughtful look. Hello.
They know. They make fun of it. 3, the ages. This is Prince the 12th, and yet these paintings go back many hundreds of years.
These are your ancestors.
This is the most Tumblr core theory about something so stupid I've ever heard in my life.
Dating back 400 years.
How can this be the 12th if cats only live like 15 years? Like, do the math. These are human lifespans. 4. All of them are exactly the same. There's no variance in the animation between.
It's like, obviously, none of this is all just like adding theories to things that are just like movie decisions to make a good movie. It's funny though.
Prince, Garfield, the ancestors, they mimic each other's movements, lives, and even thoughts.
We have 2 plans.
Again, they talk about this openly. So, to break it down, they're not really cats, more like monstrous, ageless, unnatural CGI creatures that have human lifespans. So naturally, you'd have to ask, where did these things even come from? Would they be born? Or like, what would be the case in this situation? We don't know much, but the first movie opens with John's photograph of Garfield as a baby with his siblings waiting to be adopted. And one of these things is not like the other. This is obviously on purpose. Again, they're pointing out how he looks nothing like other cats, but really think.
That's crazy.
These are not his siblings. He's like a big red beacon saying, pick me. How would he even get here? Does he even have parents? He jokes about it a couple times.
Gosh, you sound like my mother. Mom! Dad! Mom!
And see, he knows he belongs here. We know so little, but he's so weird, and everyone knows.
Dude,
even the
that
solicitors
picture
mentioned
also
it.
fucking scared me, bro.
Wait a second. Hold on. If they look this weird, why isn't there more surprise? Why are people so calm about seeing this? And people, they can react. Look at how they treat Odie's dance, but nobody reacts to Garfield. This thing? What the hell not? Not John, nor the vets, nor the kennels say anything.
It's because they've been mind controlled.
Unless they do know. So, Garfield isn't a cat, but I think all of the humans know this, and they don't want to talk about it. You'll see. Let's go on a journey, start to finish.
Everyone is silent
England,
agreement to not
Garfield.
talk about the fact that
We have
Garfield
to start this
an
story by
alien.
uncovering the secrets of the castle where everything begins. Look at this. Why would they have a dungeon to lock up troublemakers? Okay, but now why does it have a cat-sized escape contraption? Well, they probably built it this way in case they got stuck in there with their cats, right? They were very attached. Maybe they were scared of being invaded and locked up during a battle, so this allows their cats to slip free as a backup plan. But what kind of insane situation would actually call for that? What kind of invader would lock them in there with their cats? I thought this would be a dead end.
And then let
But
the cats go
then
free.
I saw this scene of Garfield wearing their cat-sized armor with a cat-sized sword. So there's a violent history with cats fighting off enemies too.
Wait,
This whole castle.
this is mostly in the second movie, right? Because I don't remember no.
So there's a violent history
Cat
with
knights?
cats fighting off enemies too. This whole
Why is
castle
that-
is built
So,
with these
obviously
cats
they were
in
all
mind.
warrior cats.
Playhouses, dumbwaiters, barnyard paintings. It's all about the cats. That's why Prince was next in line instead of the owner's nephew. She was obsessed with him. She knows. But what about her associates? Lord Dargis absolutely hates animals because his aunt loved them more than she loved him. This drives him crazy when he uncovers their conspiracy.
Good Lord! It's a conspiracy!
But notice this, when Prince counts to 100 during their fake game of hide and seek, Dargis throws him into the river
96, 97, here I come.
exactly on the last second, as if he can hear him counting. And the other associate, Smithy the butler,
Isn't that kind of insane? Isn't it super insane that you just threw the cat in the fucking river? Bro, you'd get like fucking booted into the fucking stratosphere if you did that. IRL.
What does he know?
You'd be
Well, he
fucking done
believes the whole
for.
Garfield cat mix-up without any evidence. He even brings the police, he's so certain. The butlers line up on cue. They can order Garfield's plasma TV. Garfield can really communicate with them. So then I had a truly crazy idea. I tried studying the villain from the first movie, Happy Chapman. He's a TV host, jealous of his famous brother, but he's American. He should be totally unrelated
Hell
to
yeah,
Carlisle
brother.
Castle. So I investigated his office. And royalty references aside, what's actually weird is the fact that he works with the US government and has a presidential seal on his door. His mission was to deliver pet content to all of America through the news. So it makes sense, I guess, if it's a
This is
national priority.
crazy.
But this really cranks up
Dude.
his importance to the president.
Dude, this guy gets paid to make up Garfield theories. This is the best job ever.
Presidential level. And then I remembered his animal sidekick, the one he said was stuck with him, was none other than a trained British performer named Sir Roland.
My name isn't really persnickety. It's Sir Roland. I was trained in the classical theatre, you know.
Who was openly surveilling Garfield like the knight he is. Okay, so there are big connections here, big similarities. If it's possible that
British.
they all know about each other, then what exactly would be going on here? What do the people know? If they know these cats are CGI,
What the fuck?
why are they hiding it? Let me introduce you to Petco, Happy Chapman's pet food company. This
New theory, this is just a dream after John took mushrooms. Yeah, I think or my theory is that maybe they just wanted to make a funny movie. Or alternatively, that Garfield is actually the only human and everybody else is a cat who's high on catnip.
This organization has held a local dog show for 18 years with judges like Liz. John goes to their show. In the first movie, he brings Odie just to watch. Garfield sneaks along too to cause mayhem. But during the show, Odie jumps up on the stage and amazes everyone with his funny dance. Despite this, nobody cares about the hyper-emoting CGI blob that's destroying everything backstage. Just look at how fake this is. Look at him. It's like they're acting overly normal on purpose. So am I saying that Petco is setting up elaborate acts on purpose?
Sure. This is actually
Yes.
just a
With their cat
Petco
food. Isn't it a little weird
conspiracy.
that they put a map drawing game on the back of their boxes? Like, this is something companies do to cereal boxes for kids to play during breakfast, not cats. What do they think, some bored cat's going to be playing this
Sure.
while eating breakfast?
They just put the
No,
map
honestly, it's
on
like
the
they
back.
gave Garfield instructions. We know that
Yeah.
Petco has press agencies like this newspaper, which is just for dog shows. But what about this one?
Just tell me
The
that
dog
this
show
incident
newspaper, bro.
somehow involved a dog and a very heroic cat.
Sources say he's a heroic cat. How the fuck would they know? Even John himself thought that Happy Chapman had kidnapped both of his pets. So how the fuck do these people know that Garfield saved Odie? Like, I don't know who they are or
True.
how controlling they are, but the fact that they have news access and even John's TV channels change scenes and air 24/7 dog shows to Garfield is a little weird. I did also remember that the Black
this-
Eyed Peas made this song for the movie. Garfield trained Odie on it because of how much it played on their TV. And of all emergency
Wait, what?
songs to play at their dog show,
What song is it?
they chose this one. Why this one song? Unless they knew. In time,
Wait.
you will agree. But I think the entire
What Black Eyed Peas song was it? It wasn't "Let's Get It Started" in here because that wasn't the original words, and I don't think they would be playing that in a fucking
Our
kids'
dog show
movie.
was a staged event to lure Garfield into the open so Petco could destroy him. So overall, they're not cats, and the royalty knows, so Dargis knows, meaning Happy Chapman knows, so all of Petco knows, which brings me to their other judges, the woman herself, Liz Wilson. When John takes Garfield to see Liz, look at what she says.
Let's get Garfield in for a step. I want to talk to you in private.
What was that?
I want to talk to you in private.
So
What? John's
You're
little boner
admitting
got happy.
that this
John's little
cat
John just got
can
a little bit
understand
bigger.
everything you're talking about? Okay, now tell me how this low-level American vet can replace Jane Goodall.
Guess who's going to be speaking at this year's fundraiser for the Royal Animal Conservancy? Jane Goodall dropped out at the last minute because she's nursing a sick chimp, and they asked me.
Why does she get to replace Jane Goodall? That's a famous, esteemed animal rights advocate.
Sure.
Who are you? The only fame you had was being in the local news. Look at how she just walks into the sequel's climax and holds herself hostage. Serpentine temptress. But it makes sense if she's with Petco. Look at how much the vets pamper Garfield.
She's a
pleasing
plant.
him.
She's an
And
industry
lo and
plant
behold,
this whole
who's
time.
framed in Liz's office? Happy Chapman. And so we finally reach the man himself, John Arbuckle. Does he know that his cat is not a real cat? Apparently, they say he constantly brings Garfield to the vet because he's loved Liz since high school. Or his vet visits are a cry for help. But John loves his pets, right? Maybe he's just really dumb? If we take everything at face value, it just doesn't add up. He doesn't seem to have a job, but he can afford a massive house, engagement ring, $200 reward, and a plane ticket on the spur of a moment.
True.
How can he have all these things unless they're given to him? How the f*** can Garfield and Odie hide in his luggage, but not get caught on the X-ray scan at airport security? What the f***? The answer is
He
simple.
got smuggled on.
Security let him through anyways. John isn't a part of whatever lie this is. He's just obsessed with his cat like Lady Eleanor was. He can't bring himself to leave him. Look at how fast the kennel tries to get rid of John after he leaves Garfield with them. It's like his whole life is being quarantined by federal law. There's a 0 probability
Like, John
chance
doesn't know,
that
but
John,
everyone else
Garfield,
knows
Prince,
to live
and
up the illusion to
Smithy
keep John.
all appear on the exact same street in England at the exact same time. And yet, it happens. Normally, I'd call these all plot holes, but the crazy part is they give enough clues to make sense. It just changes the whole thing. It tells a twisted narrative in which Garfield was sent to John by the British, also they could get closer to Petco using his girlfriend. Upon learning this, Petco strikes back with the US government, quarantining John's life and trying to save him from captivity. It's everywhere. Kind of like the Truman Show. Garfield's presence consumes him, and yes, Petco knows that animals can hear them. Look at this dog catcher. He tells the cats,
All right, line it up. Paws on the white line, tails in the air.
and they listen. You ever had a cat? No cat would ever listen like this to their
Sure.
own. And even a stranger who captured them, forget it. This brings us
That
to
is
the ace
crazy,
up their
yeah?
sleeve. Odie. Liz gave John this particular dog, this dumb dog that can't talk, because boring old Odie takes attention away from the supernatural Garfield. This is a silent, sacrificial lamb playing dumb. Throughout the film, he gives John a pamphlet, tells him to take a right turn, and John listens. He knows things. He's a decoy, a victim sacrifice thrown to John so that Garfield would be coerced to leave the neighborhood because Happy Chapman needed a way to kill him. That's the true purpose of the shock collar.
The alien love child? What the fuck?
So we have some sort of royal British force that's worshipped these cats for centuries, and we have Petco that's here to stop them.
Not everyone in Britain is like a cat obsessed royalist. I feel like this is negatively impacting my culture and a negative perception of my people, that we're all cat obsessed royalists, and I find offense to that. I'm gonna cancel
Infiltrating
Garfield
John's
too.
life,
The Tale of
but
Two
we
Kitties.
still don't know what these are. They go back hundreds of years. The castle's art is from all sorts of cultures. Where does it all begin? Mysterious cats that rule the masses on high as pampered royalty. Hold on. Isn't that like ancient Egypt? It's like their whole thing, isn't it? I mean, if we were to go with that, it would answer a lot. All of the Egyptian alien conspiracies are about them living there, ruling there, building there, breeding there, and leaving behind their cats to watch over the world. It would make these creatures their pets, basically.
Oh my god.
So, is Garfield an
linking
alien
it
love
to-
child? I thought he was British. No, listen carefully to what the tour guide says.
The original medieval kitchen has stood on this site since 1485.
Carlisle Castle was built up around this medieval kitchen. They're suggesting that the cats came here and built this for the food. They are from somewhere else, as reflected by the museum's many cultures. They were
Oh,
supposed
no,
to
no.
rule,
Museum of Many Cultures in England, that's just us stealing shit.
as we see, but they were cornered down to this kitchen, and there's only 2 of their kind left. So they take charge of their animal friends, their associates, surroundings, and rise up in both films. Keep in mind, they don't necessarily know they're doing this or who they are, but they're seeking to rule. Okay, aliens, Egypt, whatever. Do we actually ever see these gods? Well, we get a plot twist when Garfield tells us to our faces.
That's one small slice of lasagna. It's not a dish. It's the stuff of dreams. It's the food of the gods.
This one line explains
Sure.
everything. Happy Chapman reinforces
This is how, like,
this
someone
out
who's
of nowhere.
hungry.
I hate lasagna.
This is because Agent of Petco is allergic to cats.
Give me the Benadryl.
Orange. Of all the dishes in Carlisle Castle, the endless menu, lasagna was the one dish that these chefs wouldn't make. The animals had to do it. Garfield falls off a building through the roof of a truck, saved
By the miracle of lasagna.
It's the food of the gods and represents
Damn.
them across lands, across
The flying
countries.
spaghetti
Egypt,
monster,
Greece, Italy,
bro.
France, England, cornered near extinction, only kept going with the promise of a long-lost heir,
So,
one day reclaiming power. Garfield
he's an
is
alien
the ninth
cat
rebirth,
monster
animal
who
god of many
worships
names and cultures,
lasagna.
seeking to reclaim dominion
And the
over
lasagna
humanity
saves him in
using
his hour of
nature's
need.
armies, known by the Greeks as Pan, the Pan. And the final shot of Garfield is him
The deep
wearing
pan
a
which the
cat-sized
lasagna was
crown
cooked in,
on the throne
obviously.
with Odie as his clown, ruling over all. Garfield is an alien lasagna pan-nature spaghetti god destined to corrode humanity. Wow, that's certainly one answer, but it can't honestly be intended.
Wait. This is breaking my brain. So Garfield is a god who lives on lasagna, destined to what, rule England?
These filmmakers are sneaky. Really, really sneaky. I thought nothing at first. Oh, another wacky Theorizor rabbit hole, CGI monster, renowned internet demon, etc. But these filmmakers couldn't possibly have thought this. Could they? Then it happened. Everything I said, every joke I made, every random guess, proven in a single swoop. Again, Petco's newspaper is nothing compared to what England is pushing on to the masses. When looking for Garfield, John sits down and Odie gives him a newspaper from the trash bin. As is my job, I zoomed in on it, and what it reads is not what he says it does. Printed here is a metaphor of the film's plots, followed by a massive summary of the medieval Irish story, King of the Cats. The story is about a man who slays a giant cat that said it was king. After it dies, the man goes home and tells his wife that he slayed the King of Cats, and their house cat jumps up and rips out his throat. King of the Cats, another smug metaphor. So I googled the real story, and what I
I'm
found
scared.
shook me to the fucking core. It's a British adaptation of a famous story, a Greek story titled
Garfield.
I was spitballing. It was supposed to be an epic conclusion to my biggest reach, but here it is. Why do all my jokes come true? Why do all my assumptions come true?
What?
Every time I try to make a theory and make it sound crazy, it wraps back around the planet to rip my skin off. Why me? Am I being screwed by some errant hellion of fate? Why? I suppose it's no big deal.
Bro, this
I'm
is
used to
hurting my
this.
brain.
This is just a newspaper, right? It can't possibly mean that Garfield is some lasagna alien from Egypt who tortures John and has British cults out to destroy him. I talk about this theory online. I post about it. All I get is people telling me it's canon to everything else. This exact shit. Do you guys like doing this to me? What kind of sick pleasure
What the
do you
fuck,
get?
bro?
Well, good news. I discarded all the other canons at the start, so congratulations. My theory that they intended this is true. But this is about the movie lore. They only hint at this shit. They don't show.
I don't care about some alien love baby, okay? I'm worried about Garfield.
What was that?
I don't care about some alien love baby, okay? I'm worried about Garfield. Odie, you know what? You're being a real...
Odie knows.
Lady Eleanor Carlisle has left her entire estate to her beloved cat, Prince Alien love baby, alien love baby.
Is Garfield an alien love child? Is Garfield an
Alien love baby.
Is Garfield an alien love child? It wasn't the British that sent him to his destiny. It was the stars.
Dude, dude, some people have too much time on their hands. But I was not expecting to learn about the demonic nature of Garfield today. Wow. Turns out he's a demon who was sent by God to take over the British. I think that was it. But either way, it was offensive to my British culture, so fuck this guy. YouTube, if you enjoyed the video, you can like and subscribe. And if you want, and if there's any videos you want to see me react to, you can always leave suggestions down below or in the Discord. Bye.